Hello, my Bill 5000 Nation. How's everyone doing today? Hopefully, everyone's having a great day. If not, I hope it gets better from here. We are back with another That Chapter. This one is titled YouTuber Realizes Police Finally Discovered His Something or Other. His Disturbing Secret. I'm running slow today. I can't help that. I'm trying, okay? All right, I'm excited again. Today's story is actually suggested by a subscriber, so we already know this is probably going to be really traumatizing. That's how you guys do me. I don't know why. I try to be nice. Yep, let's get into today's story. Go ahead, turn them lights down low, put on something comfy, cup with something special. That's more than likely get traumatized. Yeah.
Hey you, and welcome. My name is Mike, and in this solo video, from sidewalk observatories to Let's Play channels, today we're going to take a look at 4 YouTube channels that have very dark and disturbing secrets, so buckle yourself up.
Fresh to Death Entertainment.
On the surface, just a regular channel, rapping, smoking, talking about life, but each has a very dark secret, ranging from mysterious and tragic endings to serial killers who prowled the streets.
You are wrong. I am Holly Merclino. I've been a volunteer counselor.
Before we get into it, please subscribe to see new stories for the dark every single week. Now,
You've been a volunteer counselor, Brett. Jupiter Joe's Sidewalk Astronomy.
the channel called Jupiter Joe's Sidewalk Observatory has been posting on YouTube since about 2015. The channel, it's pretty much exactly how it sounds. You got Jupiter Joe here, he's a sidewalk astronomer, which simply means he would set up his telescope and other equipment on the sidewalk and near subway stops and stop and look at the stars, inviting those around him to take a look, to join him.
This is Jupiter Joe with Jupiter Joe's Sidewalk Astronomy coming at you live from Madras, Oregon. We're coming at you live now that the eclipse just started. Wanted to get you guys on the East Coast and everybody else that follows Jupiter Joe's Sidewalk Astronomy, an image of the eclipse coming up right now. So bear with me 1 second. It's kind of hard to see. We will get you guys going in a moment. Let me give you a quick look around. There's all the folks in Madras, Oregon. Hi folks, Jupiter Joe here with Jupiter Joe's Sidewalk Astronomy. I'm here today in New York City at the Intrepid Museum. Pretty much my home away from home.
As you can imagine, he absolutely loved space, the stars, astronomy, and he wanted to share it with those around him.
That's
Jupiter
cool.
Joe coming at you live from Maker Faire 2017. Hey there fans, it's Jupiter Joe with Jupiter Joe's Sidewalk Astronomy coming at you again. Hey there folks, it's Jupiter Joe with Jupiter Joe's Sidewalk Astronomy right there. You see that? Jupiter Joe here with Jupiter Joe's Sidewalk Astronomy. Is there a Jody Cohen? That face right there, that's the greatest face ever. So this is for you guys, right?
Thank you so much.
Please use it. Make sure you email me.
So he would invite, hey, come on here, you ever seen Jupiter before? Have a look at that.
What's going on? My name's Abdel. The train's coming, so I have to talk a little bit louder. This is my first time seeing Saturn. Looking it through your naked eye, you'd think it was a star. Looking through this telescope, you could see the rings and everything, man. Jupiter Joe's, check it out.
Thanks a lot.
Jupiter Joe was based in the Bronx in New York City, and he became a
What'd he
really
do?
well-known and beloved
What'd he do? What'd he do? You wouldn't be doing this if he didn't fuck up. Where'd he fuck up? Was one of the telescopes like on the inside of it when you put your eye up to it instead of like? Anybody ever remember watching like old ass cartoons and stupid ass like TV shows like Three Stooges? I did whenever I was little because I'm old as shit. Yes, okay, move on. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But instead of like putting your eye up against it and like pulling away and you having like the black ring around your eye, like did people put their eye up against it and then like a giant like purple dildo just come out and smack him in the face or something? What'd he do? What'd he do? What'd he do? What'd he do?
figure in his community. Everybody knew Jupiter Joe. He would attend, when there'd be festivals, science galas, basically anything. Jupiter Joe would be a regular person there, and then of course he would also post frequently on social media and on YouTube. Jupiter Joe. Everybody knows him.
Jupiter Joe Sidewalk Astronomy is just a local outreach program. It's a grassroots outreach program that's designed just to bring awareness of the cosmos to the people.
He was a charismatic family man with 2 daughters of his own who just wanted to share his passions, infect, you know, those around him with what he was passionate about, and it worked.
Hey folks, it's Jupiter Joe with Jupiter Joe Sidewalk Astronomy. I'm here today at the Intrepid Museum for Kids Week 2018. Be sure to come on down and come and look at all the wonderful things that we have going on here. Here's a shot of our table. So you can play with some rovers, do a Mars sample retrieval mission, and at the same time, look at some wonderful Star Wars characters. So come on down, enjoy yourselves, you'll have a great time.
However, Jupiter Joe, a real name Joseph Martinez, had a horrifying secret.
Oh, fuck.
That would
Here we
make
go.
those interactions with young girls just all the more disturbing. 49-year-old Joseph Martinez now lived in New Rochelle, Westchester
Starting to get
County,
angry.
but he grew up very close by in the Bronx. And in 1999, a horrific discovery was made there. In late February 1999, a 13-year-old girl named Minerlis Minnie Soriano was walking home alone from middle school. This was something she rarely did. Minnie would usually walk.
I am angry. Fuck. If the whole assaulting the child thing isn't bad enough, but whenever somebody that you expect to be friend to children, helping them learn and wanting to be someone who actually cares. Are your kids going to grow up and be stupid and stuff like that? Like, no child is stupid, but they can get off course and do some stupid shit. And for someone who you would figure as a parent is there to help keep your child on that specific path of, you know, not stupid shit. Anger is real. Anger is real. That's... Oh.
Home from school with her good friend Kimberly, but for this day, on this fateful day, Minnie, she wanted to stop by the library, but her friend Kimberly didn't, so they just went their separate ways. And so she left school alone, and Minnie never made it to her front door. Minnie was a straight A student. She would often be seen in the lobby of her apartment building, studying, you know, and working hard on her homeworks. Minnie wanted to grow up and be an astronaut, so she had a tremendous love of space as well. And you know, when she wasn't working hard, getting A's in all her subjects, she would be writing poetry or reading romance novels. So it was that freezing cold late winter day, February 24th, 1999, that Minnie, she would get a short bus ride home usually, and then it was a short walk. Her home and the school were not too far from each other, but for some reason she never made it. She would usually pick up her younger sister, a 7-year-old, from the elementary school on her way home. She never showed up, and so her younger sister had to walk home by herself. And it was when, you know, she got home, she told her mom, that's when the alarm was raised that Minnie Soriano was missing. It was 4 days after Minnie disappeared that her body was found in a dumpster behind a rental store. A homeless guy had found her, and this was less than a mile from her own apartment.
Police spent much of yesterday looking through the trash at this video store here at the Bay Plaza shopping complex in the Baychester section of the Bronx.
When the investigation began, it was quickly ruled a homicide. It was extremely horrifying. This young girl had been strangled to death and her body placed inside this dumpster covered in trash bags. It also looked like she'd been sexually assaulted too. This case went cold for years and years and then some more years. But like with everything, you know, a lot of these cold cases, it's only a matter of time, and it's really just a matter of waiting for technology to catch up with you. See, DNA had been found on Minnie's sweatshirt that she'd been wearing, but you know, testing it never brought up anything. That is until until fairly recently. See, that old thing called familial DNA, it doesn't have to match you. It can match pretty much anybody you're related to by blood. And so, you know, in 2019, when that technology had finally caught up, well, New York City, this was one of the first cases they decided to test, you know, a cold case using familial DNA. And guess what? It got a ding. It got a ding in their
Oh, anger is real, but all at the same time, I don't know how I feel about the familial DNA. What if I don't know. I just feel like too many things can go wrong with it. I'm not a scientist. I don't know how accurate familial DNA is, and you know something? I like to think I am like completely different than everyone in my family. So I hope my DNA ain't nothing like them. But what if like so we watched a video. I don't know. I don't remember who we was reacting to, but they was using like that 23andMe or whatever the fuck it's called, and come to find out like this person's whatever was like a murderer or rapist or something. I don't remember exactly. Like I love the fact that we can do that, but all at the same time, that's a little scary. I've never been one that to, go out and assault someone. I've never been the person to go out and murder someone. I mean, we all have the thoughts of killing someone, but we don't do it. It's like, oh my God, I could just but we don't, because we have this thing called fucking common sense. I just don't like the fact that you're going to use my cousin's DNA to find me. Like, I don't know. I don't like that. I don't. I love it to the fact that we catching bad guys like a motherfucker. I love that. But also, like, when do you cross like a privacy line? You know? I'm telling you, Minority Report is around the corner, bruh.
system. But it wasn't a full match. It was a partial match. It was a partial match to Joseph Martinez's father. Now, Joseph Martinez's father had been, he had convictions, he had done some time in prison, and so hence his DNA was in the system. But by this time, when they finally got a ding, 2019, 2020, he was back.
Now, see, that is fine with me. Like, if you're a criminal and you're in there, you have your DNA on record and all that shit, your fingerprints. Now you get a match from that. That I'm okay with. I'm okay. I should have just shut up and listened to it for a minute. But you know me. Hopefully, well enough to know that I can't do that.
He was dead. He had passed away by this stage. But because it was a partial match, they knew it must be somebody he was related to. They narrowed it down to 3 people. One of those people was Jupiter Joe himself.
Hi, Jupiter Joe here from Redondo Beach, California.
This is way too low.
Oh, you're looking through the wrong side. Yeah, so, not through that side. Come right around here onto this side.
Joseph Martinez happened to live in the same building as Minnie Soriano in 1999. Joseph would have been 26 years old. At the time, he was actually interviewed during the investigation, and he said, oh yeah, I would see her around his building all the time. But the police, they never thought he was suspicious. They never looked into it any further. One thing that was interesting is that the police believed that whoever murdered Minnie Soriano, likely she knew of them. She wasn't described as very trusting. She was kind of described as a little bit timid, cautious kind of person. So it must have been somebody she knew, maybe somebody who shared her love of astronomy. The police began investigating Joseph Martinez, They got a DNA sample, and it was a full match for the DNA found on her sweatshirt that had been found over 20 years earlier.
Excuse me. Like, it's not enough for you nasty ass motherfuckers to be preying on little kids with your nasty ass cells. But you act. Ugh. Man. Oh, motherfucker. Like, if this poor young girl wouldn't have gotten murdered in the process, like, any aspiration she would ever have on astronomy ever again, or anything to do with space or stars, is fucking shattered. This poor little girl could have been the next fucking Neil Armstrong going up there playing with aliens. Life cut short because of this fucking Peckerwood motherfucker. I'm going to shut up before I say things that I regret not saying earlier.
Hey there, followers. Jupiter Joe here with Jupiter Joe Sidewalk Astronomy. I wanted to take a moment out of my day to give you guys a quick...
What you need to take out of your day is your fucking head, bruh. Take your head clean off your body, shove it up your own ass, you piece of shit.
Quick review of a new application that I'm using for astronomy outreach. As many of you guys know, I do tons of outreach. I bring telescopes all over the tri-state area. Whenever we come out with the telescopes, one of the biggest...
We're going to use a telescope to be watching you from hell, bruh. Because you're going to be down there burning, getting in the booty hole by Satan himself, homie. Piece of shit.
Most beautiful items that we're always looking at is the moon.
Jupiter Joe was arrested in November 2021 and was charged with 2 counts of second...
Hell, now I hate the moon, and I love the moon. Now I hate the moon because you said the moon. Piece of shit.
...degree murder. He has pleaded not guilty. When all this came out, a lot of folks were stunned, to say the least, with quotes like, "The man I know could not do something like this. I cannot believe this. I've known this man for 30 years and never once was he rude or mean or aggressive. This can't be right." And of course, it hasn't gone to trial yet, so for all we know, he could be completely innocent. This is all alleged, but it really just goes to show that no matter who somebody is, nicest, community involved, family man, nicest person ever, you never really know what kind of dark secrets they could be behind.
My grandma used to always say whenever I was younger, you never know who they are behind closed doors. And I'm a firm believer that people have two personalities, with the one you see out in public and the one that they have when those doors are closed and no one can see what they're doing. Luckily for me, what you see is what you get. I'm ignorant as shit. I mean, no one in the world is a perfect person. We might think that we are. We might think that we know someone who is. And they might be pretty damn close. They might be pretty damn close. But none of us are perfect. We all fuck up. It just depends on if we own our fuck ups and learn from them. If you don't, what's the point? You know what I mean? Oh fuck, Mike! This video's off to some shit already, homie. Like, we need a. Can we get an insurance dance? Like, I need a little in my life.
In 2020, a young man began posting on a YouTube channel called Juniper Crossing. The videos were all strange. I mean, almost all of the videos were of him smoking cigarettes.
Awesome.
Hey, you know what they say, smoke him if you got him. But the videos were like of him smoking.
I guess.
Topless. Bit weird. It seems like he really just got off on huffing darts. The comments would...
It's like some Bill Clinton, Monica Lewinsky shit, smoking cigars, flicking the ashes on his... I mean, I'll try. I'm down for anything once, I reckon.
Be the same. I think it's a fetish. I mean, people are really just busting a nut to watching this young man smoking cigarettes with titles like "My Best Inhales," "Heavy Nick Installment PayPal," "Puffing," "Inhaling 2 king-size cigarettes." But this guy, real name Dylan Pontney of Leduc, just outside Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, It wasn't cigarettes that were his real fascination. He had a much more darker obsession than just trying to
Crack.
smoke as many nails in the coffin as he could. I mean, hey, he talked about, making the world's best scrambled eggs, which frankly they look disgusting. But taking a look further at his channel, he had a weird fascination with a blood cult.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Sometimes your scrambled eggs stick to the pan. I don't know. I don't really have a problem. I have an egg pan. If any of y'all was raised up around old people, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You got a little pan that sits on the back of the stove that keeps like a certain amount of grease in it. And that's what you fry your eggs in. No matter how you fry them, they come out perfect every time until someone takes it and does something with it that they're not supposed to do with it, and then they just never come out the same again. And then I cry.
Cult. And this very group of people, well, a cult, very active on YouTube, and it seems like it was started by this guy named Quasi-Illuminous. He believed himself to be the actual reincarnation of the fella downstairs.
Satan.
They say that the
Beelzebub.
deepest hole that anybody's
The
dug
most
into, like
unclean.
in Russia, was something like 12 miles down. And then they can't go any deeper because all the
kind of looks like Satan's sweaty taint.
drill bits keep breaking and whatnot. And that tells me something. That tells me that
You need to get better drill bits. Man, they got some like titanium ones out there, some diamond tip ones now. Man, they got some cool shit. Don't be getting your shit from the Dollar General and you'll be fine.
they can't go any deeper than 12 miles because on the other side of that 12 miles begins the other side of the plane where you would end up digging in and literally pop. You can't do that because that barrier is you can't penetrate that barrier because it's like two universes. You understand me?
His real name is Mark
No,
Braun, and it seems
I
like he
do
started
not.
out as a flat earther and got more and more into conspiracies and its spiritual links, and it continued really from there.
This dog need offer them must first the heads bash. This dog need offer them must first the heads bash.
As I said, he allegedly believes himself to be Satan in.
So he's one of the motherfuckers that think there's this shit and the shit backwards and stuff. Like, didn't we do a video on that? I forget who we did it through. But evidently, like, it's a thing on something, somewhere, somehow. But, like, is this the same dude off of that where, like, brother blood or whatever the fuck? I don't listen to half of the stupid shit that the stupid oh pisha, you know. But I'm pretty sure we did, and it's like some cult. They grow by numbers, and I guess they've like actually taken down like channels that talk about them and shit by just like bombarding them with all kinds of stupid shit.
Incarnate, and he has a book, right? This is what this online cult believes. He has this book called The Book of Life, and he can write 144,000 names in it. The first 144,000 names he has in it, they're sorted, right? They're going to heaven. The rest of us, listen, pal, we're up shit creek. Sorry about that. The apocalypse is on its way towards us. You got to get your name in that book, and hope that 144,000 people haven't got there ahead of you. So to get your name into this book, and I know you're waiting with bated breath, you have to complete a ritual called Blood Over Intent. This involves pricking your finger to...
And then you write some shit on the paper. Yeah, we have actually seen this video on something. I forget what the fuck we watched it on.
Draw blood.
Look, if you are a fan of mine in any way, shape, or form, and you remember what we watched on, leave it in the comments down below, and I'm going to try to link it because that was an actual really good one. I really did enjoy it. Like, I don't know. I really love like culty stuff. I don't want to be in a cult. I wouldn't mind starting a cult, but I wouldn't want to be in one. A leader of one, yeah, you know. That'd be pretty cool. But no, my luck, it'd end up like some fucking video game and like Far Cry. Just call me Joseph Seed.
and then dripping the blood onto a piece of paper over symbols that you have drawn while recanting a ritual, a phrase that they would all say. The phrase is, "I intend to usher in heaven on earth and to release everyone from bondage." It's usually that exact phrase or
Some people like bondage, okay? They do. I've seen it. I've seen things on the internet that make you want to go, why would you do that? And why there? And why? What? I've seen things. I wished I hadn't, but I've seen it.
kind of variation of that phrase.
I intend to bring
I like that.
heaven on earth
Blurred and desaturated so YouTube won't kill me.
for the
Now, the video, definitely, if anyone remembers what video we did do,
of all the
try to let me know if you can, and I will link it in the description, because the other one actually shows
I'm the Prince of Darkness,
this stupid shit.
and I intend to bring forth heaven on earth and release everyone from bondage.
To complete the ritual, you have to upload the video onto YouTube. So, I mean, it's like this quasi-luminous guy. He's kind of like a godlike Satan figure, I guess, because he can save your soul. But he needs you also to upload it to YouTube, otherwise you won't know. Because, I mean, he can save your soul, but he's not omnipotent, people.
Yeah, and from what I understand, like, they troll YouTube and other social medias and stuff like that, and look for people who are talking about them and stuff like that. Like, I guess it is like an actual prevalent thing, like, out there. Like, I was a little worried after I did the reaction video that I was going to be, like, bombarded by all kinds of stupid ass shit. I mean, I don't really care. Don't bother me one way or the other. Like, you telling Satan to come get me does not scare me. It don't. I'm not one of those people. But yeah, it does. It gets crazy. If I wish I could remember who I even reacted to that. Ew. I don't kid when I say my memory is awful. I used to have an amazing memory whenever I was little. It ain't shit no more.
And this whole thing, this whole blood over intent cult, has actually been going on since 2013. So, like,
Yep.
the early, like, almost the early days of YouTube. This has been going on for a long
time.
Like, one of the sources I've been using to research into blood over intent was from 2019. So this has been going on for quite some time, and it's continuing on to this day. Yeah, there's so much to this whole cult thing, and maybe I'll get to it one day, because it's a huge topic, and it's actually still going on to this day. But I gotta give a huge shout out to Nick Crowley. He did an amazing video on the blood over intent cult, and also on the Still and Penny story too, so go check him out if you want to learn.
Yeah, check out Nick Crawley, man. We love Nick Crawley on this channel, bro. Oh, Nick Crawley and Expo, and there's going to be more of those on the channel as the weeks go on. Like, we're still going to be doing all the ones that we normally do. I'm just going to start incorporating some Nexpo, some more Nick Crawley, because it seems that you guys really, really do enjoy that. And yes, I have seen y'all's request for Bizarre Bub, and I gotta make sure I can react to it, that I get permission and stuff. And once I figure out if I can or not, I will be reacting to that as well. I think it's Video 94. I've actually had a few requests for that one, so I have a feeling it's fucked up.
More. But for now, back to Dylan, which is a story going up right till now. It was in December 2020 that Dylan did his own blood over intent ritual. Violently, to be honest with you.
Kindly give me the knowledge of the ages so I can carry out my plan to fruition.
Praise Jesus.
That is true power and true free will.
And he would post more about this over time, and more about conspiracies.
These controllers, these rulers, they don't want you to know the truth. They don't want you to know the grand scheme. They just want you to blindly follow the ways of the concrete. I'm being gang stalked right now, actually. Check it out.
About to get gang banged, bro.
Gang stalking going on right now and shit, bro. I don't know if y'all seen that, but
I didn't see shit.
Literally, the gang stalkers are everywhere, yo.
I took I'm on.
I don't even know what the fuck a gang stalker is.
PTSD, And basically, when all that stuff kicked in, I had this flow of information.
What's a gang stalker? Was he being racist? Is that what that is? Is it racist? I don't know things. I mean, is it just as simple as you're being stalked by a gang? Like it could be any kind of gang. I don't know things, and it's just me.
Not only from blood over intent, but from the actual meds itself that basically opened up a whole new pathway of memories in my brain.
Did he say it wasn't just the blood over intent ritual, but it was also the new medicine? Is this medicine prescribed by a doctor, or was this prescribed by Satan? Is it crack cocaine? What kind of fucking medicine are you on that's making new neural pathways to memories you just couldn't remember before? I want some. I would love to remember anything. I am telling you, I am like a goldfish once around the bowl, and it's a whole new world. Whole new world. Aladdin.
For the simple fact that I'm not of this world. For you to not see it is beyond me.
His second to last video was posted on March 14th, 2021. It's extremely hard to hear, but he...
Is it just me, or is he looking a little bit more sickly than he was in some of the other ones? Like, he right in here sunk in a lot more. You just don't look good, bro. You don't look good. Satan don't work for you, man. You need to try something different. Look, you might not want to believe in Jesus or God. I don't care who you believe in, but Satan's just not, you're going to get butt fucked. As soon as you get down there, bro, you need to praise Church's chicken or some shit, homie. I love Church's chicken, bro.
Talks about Hitler meeting aliens in the 40s and, yeah, where's my conspiracy captain time?
I barely hear him.
18-year-old Dylan posted his final video.
Man, I do remember when I used to smoke cigarettes. Yes, I know I'm not perfect. Oh, Lord, what do we do? I was a kid at one time. I smoked all the way up until probably a few years ago. Horrible habit to break. But I tell you what, I do remember that feeling right there. There was only two feelings that was amazing whenever I was smoking. That was having a cigarette with my first morning coffee and smoking a cigarette while I was taking a gigantic deuce. That was the two hardest parts about quitting smoking for me. No lie. It's like, what do I do with myself while I take a dookie? And now we just get on Pornhub and stuff like that. But, you know, back in the day, you just smoked you a cigarette, took a shit, and drank some coffee. Yes. There has been times where I've had coffee in the bathroom with me. Look, I don't care if you judge me. But I'm not falling asleep on the pooper, falling off and shitting myself. Got me fucked up.
The next day, March 15th, 2021. The video is of him in a car, being driven, smoking, of course. This is another video for the fetishists out there. He's being driven by his dad,
yeah.
and at one point, he says, you can...
Oh my God, I just like how he puts that in his mouth. That sound, nope.
They like to hear that. Hey, listen, for some people, hearing them cough because of cigarettes takes them all the way.
You can cough, it's okay. They like to hear the cough. Cigarettes are the best. Right, Dad? Yeah. I love cigarettes in the morning. They pop in the morning. I love cigarettes in the morning.
The very same day this video was filmed.
Gonna have one of them things up to your throat before too much longer, bro. Just quit, man. Look, I don't ever knock anyone for anything they do. Like, man, everyone's got their vice. Not everyone's perfect. We've done covered this. Everyone's got their vice. But there's some things out there that just fucking end you, man. Just go ahead and just put them down. Look, I quit smoking. I've been able to run further. I've been able to do a lot of things that used to make me out of breath a lot better. I can do things. I do, bro. Sometimes, you know, you get that marathon stance going. It's like, you know what I'm talking about.
In fact, just a couple of hours
Cardio.
after this video was filmed, Dylan would take his dark fascination with blood to the extreme. Now, Dylan had, as you can probably guess, previously been treated for mental health issues in January 2020, so a little over a year.
We didn't know for sure, but we was kind of figuring, and honestly, I was hoping he was getting help from somewhere. I don't think motherfucker should have looked into better help, because the help that was helping him wasn't very helpful. Hey, that actually worked. Fuck yeah.
Before his final video, he had to be involuntarily hospitalized for psychosis. He was having delusions about mind control, astral projection, all that kind of thing. And then a couple of months after that, he had to be hospitalized again for substance-induced psychosis. So it was later on.
I understand paranoia though, bro. Like, I always feel like someone's watching me. Always. I've been like that since I took this medicine whenever I was little for my ADD, and it fucked my brain. So yeah, I know, I do understand the paranoia part.
This day, March 15th, 2021, that while he was in class, his social studies class, the teacher called a break. Well, Dylan walked out of the classroom, he walked to the bathroom, and then he walked out of the bathroom. But when he walked out of the bathroom, he had gloves on and a large butcher knife. He ran back into the classroom and he went up behind one of the girls, 17-year-old Jennifer Winkler. He repeatedly stabbed her in the neck and the shoulders with this large butcher knife before fleeing the scene. There were no signs that Dylan was about to do
Winkler, like Henry Winkler, like the Fonz. That's fucked.
What he did to Jennifer. Other students would say at first they thought he was hugging her from behind. She then tried to stand up, and that's when they saw the blood. Jennifer was a great lover of art, and unfortunately, she would not be walking out the door of Christ the King School that very day. Jennifer suffered massive blood loss, and she would be emergency airlifted to the nearest hospital, but she would tragically lose her life. Dylan ran, he fled the school, and he would later be found by police hiding under a neighbor's deck. He was then taken into custody. And before the killing, before he brutally murdered Jennifer, other students would say he was fine. He was grand. He was, participating in class discussion. His family members, they would say, you can see the video. I mean, he seems like normal-ish, but not like out of his mind in that video he filmed when he was going to school. And the previous night, his grandmother lived with him, and they were very close, and she would say he was happy. He was fine. No indication he was going to do what he did.
A 17-year-old girl is dead after being violently stabbed Monday morning. It happened inside of a classroom here at Christ the King School in Leduc. She was later flown by STARS ambulance to a hospital where she died. The resident of this house says a 19-year-old male suspect was arrested underneath his deck in his backyard a few blocks from the school and is in custody. RCMP say the suspect and victim were known to each other, and witnesses who attend the school tell us they were related.
From what I heard is that they were step siblings, so they were related in some sort. Pretty scared to know that I've been in a room by myself with them. There was a lot of cops yelling in the hallway. There was a lot of running and screaming. I didn't want to panic, but my teacher, he ran to the door and closed it, so I was like kind of getting a bit freaked. So I was like, oh, what's happening? And then it was like lockdown, this is not a drill.
In the police interview then, he was all over the place. It was like his mind
that would be
snapped.
terrifying as shit, bro.
He asked for some food, but he asked for a single grain of rice with no sugar. He said that his teacher was a part of the Hell's Angels, and that he was, of course, possessed by Satan. Not sure why he chose Jennifer, but he did. He went on trial in 2024. At the end of Dylan's trial, he was found guilty of second-degree murder in the death of Jennifer Winkler.
How are you just gonna be like, I was possessed by Satan, that's why I killed her? Like, you could have went with all kinds of other shit, but possessed by Satan, that's like everyone's go-to, bro. Satan made me do it. The devil inside.
The judge ruled that Dylan, while he was suffering mental health issues, was
tie your fucking britches. Don't need to be wearing gray sweatpants anyways. Look at you. Little peen-ass motherfucker.
still able to form the intent for murder. However, there was no evidence he planned it ahead of time. He now faces a mandatory life sentence with no parole for 10 to 25 years, and is hopefully getting the mental health treatment he so sorely needs. On November 6th, 2015, a video was posted to YouTube, and it was titled King Playbola. I don't give a F. The video features a man with a bandana hiding his face, rapping over a beat that's playing from his laptop.
They took my nigga, I lost my nigga. Took my nigga, I lost my nigga. Now I don't feel shit, I don't feel nothing. I don't give a fuck, all I know is hustling. Mom on my mind, drama in my heart, murder in my thoughts, God in my eye.
Kind of just like goes on and on and on. And this was posted to a YouTube channel titled Cleophas Cooksey. And that was actually his name. His rap name was King Playbola, but his real name was Cleophas Cooksey. And he would post more videos to another channel, a second channel, that was also titled Cleophas Cooksey. I'm not sure why he needed to create a new one, but he would just post his raps constantly. He was an aspiring musician, and who can blame him?
First to death entertainment. Who knows how long we got left? King Playboy. Who knows how long that we got left? So I'm traveling on the road that's opposite of death. First to death entertainment. You ain't never got a trip, baby. I got you. Real spill. Don't trip, little mama, you know I got you. Anything you need, believe that I got you.
Cleophas Emmanuel Cooksey Jr. was born in Tucson, Arizona, and honestly, to be folks, not really much is sort of known about him. His nickname in high school, was Playboy. I mean, hey, with beats like
Not
these.
a big fan of his singing.
Like the crook. Everything I had to take.
But, you know, so that's kind of one of the few things that's really been released about him and known about him. But another thing that's also known about him is that he is a suspected serial killer. A serial killer with a minimum of 9 bodies to his name. Now, Cleophas had previously done time. He was convicted on manslaughter and attempted robbery charges 14 years before he started posting on YouTube. But then, from November 27th, 2016 to 3 weeks later, mid-December of the same year, he started murdering people in the city of Phoenix, Arizona, and surrounding Glendale and Avondale. It began with shooting 2 unarmed young men who were just sitting in their car, and then it went to murdering a man for his handgun. With that handgun, he murdered 3 more people over the course of 3 days, 2 in 1 day. His next victim, Maria Villanueva, was kidnapped, sexually assaulted by Cleophas, and then him murdering her. His final 2 victims were named on the same day. They were named Renee and Edward. That was his mother, Renee, and his stepfather, Edward.
Now to the very latest on the big story rocking our community
serious?
and making national headlines. One man is waking up behind bars.
You're not just a trash rapper, but you're a trash person. I can't say I'm much better at rapping, but I'm definitely a better person.
Accused of killing these 9 people in just 3 weeks.
35-year-old Cleophas Cooksey Jr. was in jail, suspected of murdering his mother and stepfather. Police made a huge break, leading to other unsolved killings, again right here.
The motives for these 9 murders over 3 weeks is completely unknown. Why he went on this rampage, nobody knows.
Get a
It's
street
believed
cred?
he knew 6 of the victims. Well, he obviously knew his mother and his stepfather, and another one of the victims was his sister's ex-boyfriend. And there's a couple of other victims like that, but there's still no motive as to why he did what he did. He was
Street
arrested
cred.
in the final scene of the scene where he murdered his mom and stepdad. He was covered in blood when the police arrested him, slapping bracelets on him. Once again, sort of like Jupiter Joe, a lot of people were shocked when they heard about Cleophas Cooksey's arrest and about how violent he was. People would say he was a very spiritual guy, peaceful, although very big and strong, never mean, never aggressive, and seemed very committed to the King Playbola music career. He's going to be one of the big dogs. Maybe.
Every possible, we compliment each other, sick swag, no hospital. Don't trip, little mama, I got you.
Police have definitively linked him to 9 of the murders via ballistics.
He got you.
But haven't ruled out more. In a very strange aspect to his case, however, nothing has happened since he was arrested. He was arrested late 2016, and I mean, you know, we're going on almost 8 years later. No news whatsoever about this suspected serial killer. Like, please look it up. You can't find anything about it. I did find one article that said his trial was supposed to begin in Arizona in April of 2024, but doesn't appear to have happened. So we literally have no idea about what King Playbola was doing, and if there are more, maybe that's why the trial is being delayed. They're finding more victims. God only knows.
Good Lord, that's awful.
The
Bowel
story
movement.
of Holly M. Colino is a terrifying one. And it's really, you know, the journey is equally as terrifying as the ending. Holly M. Colino grew up in Rochester, New York. And her parents
She looked rough in the other
divorced
picture.
when she was quite young, and she then went to go and live with her father in East Rochester. She didn't stay long with her dad, though. She would kind of go live with him for a bit, and then go stay with friends, and then go stay with other family, kind of going from place to place to place.
That
It really
happens.
did seem like Holly had a troubled youth, and she was never really kind of sure where she sort of fit in with life for herself.
That
But even
happens.
back then, people would say she kind of could be a bit odd. One day, happily bubbly self. The next day, she could be like in the worst mood possible. It was like she could be 2 different people and just switch
Maybe
from one
she's
to the other at
bipolar,
random.
split
She was an
personality.
excellent student in school in
kinds
the
of
mid
shit.
2000s, but she actually dropped out of high school early to go and get a job and support herself. I guess she just really didn't want to have to rely on everybody else, because maybe everybody else had kind of sort of let her down to an extent. So then she moved to the town
Gotcha.
of Brockport,
Gotcha.
which is not too far away from Rochester. While she was there, she actually began attending college. And it was while she was attending Brockport College, this is in the year 2012, that something really interesting happened. And this is sort of like the first big event, notable incident, I guess is probably a better way of saying it, in Holly M. Colino's life. Because it really shows, even back then, her mental state was deteriorating and deteriorating fast.
Okay.
In 2012, Sister Prigine, a well-known Catholic religious sister who wrote a book about her experiences with inmates on death row, was doing a talk at Brockport College, and she is about to get interrupted by Holly.
See, I keep accompanying people on death row. I've accompanied 6 people to execution, and I'm with 2 people now. Manuel Ortiz in Louisiana, who's innocent, been on death row 18 years. We just having the hearings to show his innocence. A woman in death row in Texas accused of murdering a baby, and we finally got her good defense and experts to show that it could have been an accident, as Kathy always maintained it was when she was babysitting. First of all, I came to an understanding that the gospel of Jesus was about a lot more than just being a good nun, praying for people, being charitable to people.
Objection! For the love of humanity and justice, you have lied!
Lady, who are you?
My name is Holly Marie Colino, and I have faith in humanity and justice. And I can no longer listen to you lie.
Just tell me one lie I said so far.
You have lied about the Gospels of Jesus.
What's
Who here has studied the Bible in a secular manner, as a scholar? Who here has known about the fabrication? The Roman Catholic Inquisition, who was murdered 3,000
I never faced a situation like this before.
You are wrong. I am Holly Merclino. I've been a volunteer counselor as a certified intuitive counselor. I've also had an opportunity to counsel convicts and ex-felons to only see them reoffend.
No, I don't think this is the right
No,
venue for this.
you are speaking about this in a devotional manner to God. We have a constitution that would separate the church from the state.
You would like to stay here.
Yes, you must.
I'm sorry.
I cannot
that
allow
we
this to happen
disagree
because
so
you are showing
profoundly.
favoritism. I'm seeing solicitation of Roman Catholicism posted on our billboards. You do not know, but no, this is wrong. This is unjust. This is a weird story. Just let me read this.
Holly,
Just let me read this about the realities of what these criminals say. Not her book.
Holly.
No, because you don't want the truth. You want the truth? Hey, this is not right.
Holly, I'm
You're not
sorry.
exposing all the realities of criminal justice.
Holly.
For the love of humanity and justice, get the facts. Get the facts. Critical thinking, deductive reasoning, logic.
That was weird.
I thought you was somebody from the drama department.
Holly
this
Colino
lady.
got kicked out, giving her little speech. I'm not really too sure what her speech was about. It's kind of just a bit nonsensical, to be honest. But it was shortly after this
About Catholics or something. I
Sprite
don't
Beach
know.
graffiti began appearing around the town of Brockport. F off, you girls who envy Holly M. Colino. And around this time, police also had to investigate Holly because another student alleged Holly was sending her threatening emails. But at the same time, Holly worked as a security guard at a pub in East Rochester, and she never had any complaints. Apparently, she was a great worker, dealt with people really, really well. It was like Holly was very good at like compartmentalizing her life into, okay, now you're working. When she's not working, she's going off on these weird speeches and tangents and graffitiing stuff and all of that. She began posting images of other women on her Facebook page, accusing them of hate crimes towards herself, Holly Colino. The hate crime? Impersonating her. Of course, trying to steal her identity. She began posting these videos on YouTube, as you will see. She's very obsessed with copyright. So, I hope I'm not infringing on it, Holly. But she would make posts that were gibberish of the highest order, and it's sort of impossible to make out what her argument is and what she's trying to say. She was accusing that chapter alumnus, Dalia Dipolito, of trying to steal her identity, trying to impersonate her. Ruby Rose, actress Ruby Rose, of trying to impersonate her. That woman who convinced the guy to end his own life via text message. Her, Michelle Carter. Anybody that Holly just had in her head that people were envious of her, and she would accuse them of being haters. She called them haters who were trying to steal her identity.
You men put the hater on the pedestal. You see her? Yep, coming out of that truck. Life, she killed me. What do I do all day other than sit, even in the pines? There she goes. No? Mimicking my hair. Everywhere I turn, it's a mirage of me. Somebody imitating me. Everywhere I turn around, they're everywhere. And if she killed me, at minimum, I can show you who the murderer is. Got into a new city already. First place, faker. Faking hair, faking lips, and faking eyebrows. Yeah.
And it was then that same graffiti started appearing in Phoenix, Arizona.
She's lost her fucking mind.
Can I record on my phone and document? So what's the problem? She asked me, she got really nervous that I hit a phone, but I'm documenting data. Yeah, well, I didn't complain. So what did she report?
No, she said you were recording.
Yeah, and so why is that an issue?
We were just making sure it's okay.
What do you mean it's
Sure
okay?
you're okay?
Well, why would I not be okay? She seemed to give me a little bit of an attitude. She thought I had the camera on her. No, I didn't. She thought I was filming. But regardless, I can still film at a drive-thru and document anyways. Yeah. Yeah, so she's nervous about something.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, her family knew she wasn't well and she shouldn't be alone, so Holly would move to Phoenix and live in a home provided for her by her brother, Todd. He was just trying to look out for her sister, and I guess he's seen, the kind of things she was posting online and thought, wow, she should not be left. It's not good. She should not be left alone. It was in June 2017 that she began posting videos on YouTube, which were more or less the same as she had been posting on Facebook, accusing haters of trying to steal her identity.
Brief. And I'm going to do another video about this. And this is something that I've been noticing for the past couple of years. It's called dissociative identity disorder. Now, I found out that it's actually a real disorder. I started to acknowledge that the general population of women have a dissociative identity problem. She's right here in the offended. This one right here. She's hiding hair dyeing her hair. Offended. Mimicking my hair. Look. With dyeing blonde streaks in her hair that she does not have. Right here. I saw it. License plate number is identity thief. Get your hair done. Is that hair dye in your hair?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, we got an envious cunt, envy and jealousy, identity thief. Another one. Identity thief. Identity thief. She's not even aware of her offense. Ma'am, you need to stop taking my identity and stop copycatting. Another dingbat, trying to mimic my hair, my eyebrows, and my lips. Mentally unstable, dissociative identity disorder. Liar, faker, dissociative identity disorder. Liar, faker! Liar!
Her living in a home, though, provided for her by her brother Todd, that didn't last long.
I would have slapped the shit out of her, bro.
To deteriorate. See, Todd's girlfriend, well, Holly got it in her head that she also was one of the haters trying to steal her identity.
Oh my
She even spray painted hater on Todd's girlfriend's car, and so Todd kind of was like, all right, you're kind of on your own now. So she began just staying in motels, living in her car.
Eyebrows, offender. Offender. Offender.
She continued to post about imitators, stalkers, and identity stealers on Facebook and on YouTube. This even ended up in verbal confrontations with folk who really just have no idea what Holly was on about.
That kid followed me to my room just to bum, to beg. Pathetic. You just asked me what a 5-sack is. What is it? Why are you asking me for a 5-sack? I don't know what it is.
Oh, a cigarette. You have a cigarette.
Yeah, but you just said a 5-sack. What's a 5-sack?
A cigarette.
That's a cigarette? What makes you think that I want to give you a cigarette? That you can buy cigarettes off me?
I have no clue.
Is there something about this? My vehicle or myself?
No.
Okay, I don't sell 5-sacks or any of that. Okay, so I got a film of that kid and I got a timestamp. He followed me to beg. I told him no. Hours go.
Man, the way you acting, you probably trying to get an 8-ball crack off your ass. Fucking psychopath, motherfucker.
Bye. I got another timestamp and it's on CCTV camera. He comes over asking for a 5-sack. Alleges it's a cigarette. So somebody must be sending him over. 50s, right there, on camera. Yep, faking blonde and caramel. Boy, there's too many of them in there. I mean, I've already proved the point everywhere I turn. There's a criminal offender. This is the second time I've caught
I'm starting to get a little bit bored with her shit.
60s,
Like, can we
mimicking
move
it,
on
but
from
using
this?
Grays
Please.
and whites to mimic blonde and caramel streaked hair.
Oh my sweet Jesus.
Hey ma'am, excuse me? Just out of curiosity, I noticed that you're mimicking. Like, what's going on with this, like, blonde?
I don't know. I'm already tired of hearing her mic. Can we please move the fuck
I
on?
usually live in Phoenix and in the pool every day and tanning, and my hair gets real light. So she goes, well, do you want to go a little crazy? And I'm like, yeah. And now the blonde is just starting to come through.
It's not imperative that we have to listen through every single one of her videos, bro. Let's move on.
I notice a lot of girls are mimicking.
Yeah.
Like little streaks and chunks all
Yeah.
over. Liar. It was not growing in. It was streaked as the roots I saw were darker. Okay.
She'd gotten a job as a security guard in Phoenix, but she soon lost it as a result of her outbursts.
You've been sitting in your car a bit, that you were inside telling them that they couldn't play music because it was illegal, it was a misdemeanor, and it was extortion, and that you were outside telling people shame on you if they were playing music really loud.
I'm glad you told me. I'm letting you know you're on film because I've been recording all my activity. So that's all a lie. Thank you. So why are you here to talk to me?
Well, I'm here to figure out what's going on.
Well, yeah, what happened, actually, I have it from recording.
That's fine.
A man he was blaring the music, but I didn't say anything because I'm on film, and I walked around the patrol, and he projected an accusation at, he started yelling out the window.
Okay.
And then he started cussing more, and then I directed him to leave.
You said you have all this on film?
Yep.
Okay, can you show me that film?
Well, first of all, why is it your business? I have it, but we're not done with the conversation yet. I'm going to tell you about everything.
Well, first of all, you work for us.
Right.
So if you're on work time, you're responsible for work-related activities.
Right.
And if you're filming, and I need to come out here and investigate what happened, that becomes part of work property.
Okay, so me being offended by somebody, I have to go relive the offense again because it all started from somebody else's offense.
Okay, I see where this is
You see what I'm saying?
I see where this is going. Based on our conversation that I just had with you a moment ago, what I'm going to tell you right now is that you're terminated.
Okay, but don't come near our vehicle. I have to take the shirt off. I have a shirt, but it's shorter, so I would prefer. Obviously, you want the shirts. It's shorter, so I would prefer you not to watch me.
I'm now officially working this post. Company property that you need to return at this time?
Just these two.
Okay.
And it was in 2017 that spray paint began to once again show up in East Rochester, New York. Honor Holly M. Colino. It was on August 25th, 2017 that a woman, 33-year-old Megan Dix, was sitting in her truck enjoying her lunch break. This was in a small parking lot in Brockport where, Holly had once lived, and Megan Dix was just enjoying her sandwiches on her hour break from lunch. She was an assistant manager at a nearby Lowe's, so she had clocked out at 1 p.m. I'll talk to you later. She got in her car and she drove off. She'd always go to this quiet little spot and enjoy her lunch because here she could just be by herself, nice and quiet, and she could even see deer from here, so she enjoyed watching them as she was munching away. Megan Dix, she was married, she was mother of an 8-year-old boy. However, Megan Dix did not return to work when her lunch break was over. Now, immediately, her co-workers weren't that kind of worried about her because Megan's father was actually quite sick at the time. So they thought maybe she's just taking an extended break, she's going to go visit her dad or something, but then, phone calls, all of this kind of going nowhere. Then they called Megan's husband, then they called the police. Megan was found in her pickup truck at that place she would go for lunch by her husband because he knew where she'd like to have her lunch. And in her pickup truck, she was lying on the side with a bullet wound in the head. Megan Dix was dead. She'd been shot in the head.
Brockport Police and Monroe County Sheriff's deputies are trying to figure out what happened to a woman found shot to death. We start tonight with breaking news out of Brockport. Good evening, I'm Charles Molyneux. That woman turned up last night in a parking lot. She has been identified as 33-year-old Megan Dix.
This is the parking lot at the center of this investigation. It's on South Avenue. Police just took the crime scene tape down about a half an hour ago. Police left altogether about 10 minutes or so ago. They were stopping cars, asking people, were you here yesterday afternoon, yesterday evening? What did you see? Did you see anything? They know Megan Dix ended up dead here last night, and her brother wants to know why.
Why would someone do that,
Why would someone do that, man? Fucking crazy.
I don't even know what to say.
Bitch was
Tonight,
crazy,
a
bro.
family mourns. 33-year-old Megan Dix, a mother to an 8-year-old boy, is dead.
She was an honest, caring, loving person,
Brockport police say they found her in this parking lot last night with what appeared to be a gunshot wound to the head. It's being investigated as a possible homicide.
This obviously began a huge investigation as people trying to find out who did this. Was this a random crime? Was she targeted for whatever reason? Didn't seem like the kind of person who would be targeted, but you never know. And it was then 3 days later, Megan was killed on a Friday. It was on the following Monday that in the parking lot of a restaurant in the Brockport area, a restaurant called Sticky Lips Barbecue Restaurant, well, a server was walking out. Right, one day they had just finished their shift, so they were walking to the car park to go to their car, but they could see in the parking lot, so a woman on her phone, and she was shouting and roaring her head off. So the server is kind of like, I need to get in my car, but, don't want to get too close to you. But unfortunately, this woman who was on her phone saw her, marched up to her, and began verbally assaulting her and shouting her head off. And then she pulled a gun and began waving it at her. This server just booked it to a nearby Holiday Inn to call 911. This other woman followed her in, and when the police arrived, they arrested this woman inside the Holiday Inn. This woman was chasing her. They brought this woman then to the nearby police station. This woman was, of course, Holly M. Colino. And in the police station, Holly M. Colino escaped custody. As you can see, Holly, very, very thin at this stage. She wasn't really eating right, which probably is as a result of her mental health. She was so skinny she managed to slip out of her handcuffs and booked it. Police didn't find her for 2 hours. 2 whole hours they were looking around everywhere for her. She had eventually found her. She was only 100 yards from the police station in a parking lot. Holly was found with 2 handguns. One of the ones matched the one used to murder Megan Dix, and Holly admitted it. She said right then and there she had killed her. And that's what it was. Wrong place, wrong time for poor Megan Dix.
That's fucking
Maybe
awful.
Holly was just walking by and got into her head that Megan was a hater, trying to steal her identity. She had gotten guns. Somehow, she had gotten guns. Someone had foolishly given her one, and she used it to end Megan Dix's life in a very disturbing and tragic way.
Well, the woman accused of shooting and killing another woman in Brockport 2 years ago will remain in custody at a psychiatric facility for at least another year.
In court, Holly would admit to all charges, but say she was not responsible due to her mental health. She was, as you can imagine, diagnosed with a psychotic mental disorder, schizoaffective disorder with bipolar symptoms. The doctors were able to tell before they even met her, just by looking at her social media. It's a very dark and sad story of Holly, who was a victim of her own mental health, and going on to victimize someone else. Megan, who just liked to go and eat her lunch in a quiet place, and just be at peace for an hour. In jail, Holly finally began receiving the much-needed psychiatric treatment, and she's currently in a psychiatric facility, but she hasn't gone on trial yet. In fact, last update to the Holly M. Colino case was in 2019, so unknown if her trial will happen anytime soon. I mean, you can even see in the pictures that she's looking a lot better now that she's actually getting treated, and it seems very clear that she probably was in the midst of a very dark episode when she murdered.
Good. Hope she's nice and healthy when she goes to prison for
that's
life.
up to the courts to decide.
Fuck that shit. Fucking psychopath.
Thank you so much for watching. It really means the absolute world to me.
Thank you so much for having me, Mike. Ooh, that was a long one, but we did it. That was good. I really enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for the suggestion. If you all enjoyed today's video as much as I did, please go down there and leave a thumbs up. While you're down there, if you want, go on over, slap that subscribe button. Become part of the B5 Nation. We do some crazy stuff here. If you want to know when that crazy stuff happens, ding that bell and turn on all notifications. As always, be good to one another. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Damn, Mike.